Imagine this: sleepless nights filled with racing thoughts, an endless loop of what-ifs, and an overwhelming fear of failure or judgment. Sound familiar? Overthinking can be a silent thief, robbing you of peace and productivity. But don't worry. Today, we'll uncover how to break free from the chains of overthinking using wisdom rooted in mindfulness and actionable insights that can transform your life. The reality of overthinking. Overthinking as an illusion of progress. At first glance, overthinking may seem productive. You're immersed in analyzing every detail, brainstorming multiple possibilities, and meticulously planning every step. This can feel like you're making progress toward a solution. However, this is a false sense of accomplishment. The energy spent on overanalyzing often leads to mental exhaustion, leaving little room for meaningful action. Why it happens? Overthinking is fueled by the brain's desire to predict and control outcomes. This behavior stems from an innate survival mechanism that seeks to minimize risk and maximize safety. However, in modern contexts, this mechanism can work against us, creating unnecessary mental loops. The harmful effects of overthinking. While overthinking might feel like a productive strategy, it has several negative consequences. Paralysis by analysis. Overthinking often leads to inaction because the person is overwhelmed by too many options or fears making the wrong choice. For example, a job seeker hesitates to send out resumes, endlessly revising them, fearing they aren't perfect enough. Reduced confidence. Constant self-doubt erodes confidence, creating a cycle where inaction fuels more overthinking. For example, a student revises their presentation repeatedly, worrying about judgment. This excessive preparation not only costs them sleep, but also undermines their confidence during delivery. Wasted energy. Instead of focusing on actionable steps, mental energy is drained on scenarios that might never happen, leading to burnout and frustration. For example, an entrepreneur spends months debating logo designs instead of launching their business. Overthinking creates illusions of control. At its core, overthinking is an attempt to control the uncontrollable. The mind fabricates hypothetical scenarios and replays past mistakes as a way to prepare for future events. This creates an illusion of control. But in reality, no control over outcomes. Most external outcomes are influenced by multiple factors beyond our control. Overthinking does not guarantee success or prevent failure. Example: a person rehearsing a conversation in their mind dozens of times cannot predict the other person's exact responses, no matter how much they prepare. Delayed action. The desire for certainty becomes a barrier to action, delaying progress and opportunities. Example: a content creator postpones launching their YouTube channel because they feel their first video isn't good enough, missing the chance to learn and grow from the experience. The first step: acknowledging the problem. Breaking the cycle of overthinking begins with recognizing its futility. This requires honesty and self-awareness. Self-reflection. Ask yourself, is this level of analysis helping me move forward, or is it holding me back? Tip: write down your thoughts. Seeing them on paper can help you distinguish between actionable concerns and unnecessary worries. Shift the mindset. Accept that perfection is unattainable, and some uncertainty is inevitable in any decision-making process. Mantra: progress, not perfection. Example in practice: the overthinking student. Let's revisit the example of the student revising their presentation. Scenario: they spend hours refining slides, tweaking wording, and imagining audience reactions. Their fear of judgment leads them to over-prepare, sacrificing rest and mental clarity. Outcome: instead of boosting confidence. The lack of sleep and constant self-criticism make their delivery less effective. Overthinking sabotages their performance. Solution: limit revisions to a specific time frame. Focus on key points and trust their preparation. Practice self-compassion, reminding themselves, "I've done my best, now let it go." Key insight: breaking free from overthinking. To overcome overthinking, you must shift focus from endless analysis to actionable steps. Acknowledge the illusion, understand that no amount of overthinking can control external outcomes. Prioritize action, take small, imperfect steps rather than waiting for the perfect moment. Reframe the situation, shift from what could go wrong to what's the best outcome I can aim for. The antidote to overthinking. Mindfulness, the key to presence. Mindfulness, a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, provides a practical solution to overthinking by shifting your awareness to the present moment. It is a simple yet profound practice that counteracts the mental loops caused by overthinking. By focusing on what is happening now, mindfulness breaks the chain of repetitive, unproductive thoughts and creates mental clarity. Why it works: overthinking thrives on mental wandering, thoughts about the past or future. Mindfulness reorients the mind to the present, where overthinking loses its grip. Example: when worrying about a future meeting, mindfulness interrupts this loop by grounding you in the here and now, reducing anxiety. Anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, a specific mindfulness practice. Anapanasati emphasizes observing your breath as an anchor for awareness. Breath is always with you, making it a reliable focal point for mindfulness. How it anchors the mind? Inhale and exhale are rhythmic, continuous, and neutral. They don't carry the emotional weight of other thoughts. By concentrating on the breath, the mind simplifies its focus, reducing mental noise. Core principle: from thousands of thoughts to two, inhale and exhale. This simplicity brings instant calm and redirects mental energy. Practical steps to practice mindfulness. To integrate mindfulness into daily life, follow these steps. Focus on the breath. Sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes or lower your gaze. Take a deep breath in. Hold it for a moment, and exhale slowly. Repeat this process, observing how the air feels entering and leaving your body. Acknowledge and redirect thoughts. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently guide your focus back to your breath. Avoid judgment, recognize the distraction as natural and return to breathing. Engage your senses. Ask yourself, how am I sitting? What do I feel? These questions ground you in your body and the immediate environment. A practical exercise, 3 deep breaths. This quick technique can be a lifeline during moments of overwhelm. Step 1, pause whatever you're doing. Step 2, take 3 slow, deep breaths. Focus entirely on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your nostrils. Step 3, observe the difference in your mental state after just a few seconds of conscious breathing. Why it helps. Deep breathing slows the heart rate, activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms the body. Redirecting focus to breathing interrupts the overthinking cycle and creates a moment of stillness. Example, before a high-stakes presentation, pausing for 3 deep breaths helps reset your mind, reducing nervousness and improving focus. Overthinking creates illusions of control. 1. Overthinking as a coping mechanism for uncertainty. Overthinking often emerges from a desire to cope with uncertainty by simulating control. When faced with unpredictable situations, The mind fabricates scenarios and replays past events to feel prepared for future outcomes. However, this mental rehearsal rarely translates to actual control. Instead, it creates an illusion of preparedness that keeps us trapped in a loop of hypothetical what-ifs. Why it happens. The brain instinctively seeks patterns and solutions to reduce risk. Overthinking feels like problem solving. But it's usually unproductive. A fear of failure or making the wrong decision amplifies this tendency. As the individual tries to account for every possible variable, the reality, no control over external outcomes. No matter how much time we spend analyzing or rehearsing, the reality is that most external outcomes are shaped by factors beyond our control, circumstances, other people's decisions, or unforeseen events. Key insight: overthinking doesn't prevent failure or ensure success. Instead, it wastes mental energy on variables we cannot influence. Example: a person preparing for a job interview rehearses dozens of answers to potential questions, trying to anticipate every detail. Despite this, they cannot control the interviewer's mood, preferences, or decision-making process. Their excessive mental preparation creates stress without guaranteeing a favorable result. 3. The illusion versus the reality. Overthinking offers the illusion of control because it feels active and deliberate. Yet, this false sense of security can lead to counterproductive outcomes. Mental exhaustion, endless rehearsals or planning sessions tire the mind, leaving less energy for creative or productive tasks. Missed opportunities. Overthinking creates a paralyzing fear of imperfection, delaying action and preventing progress. Example: a content creator spends weeks debating their YouTube channel's logo, video format, and niche. They delay publishing their first video, convinced it must be flawless. In the process, they lose valuable time to learn from experience and build momentum. 4. The paralysis of certainty. The desire for certainty, a byproduct of overthinking, becomes a barrier to action. The overthinker waits for the perfect moment or solution, which rarely, if ever, comes. Key insight: action is the antidote to uncertainty. Real growth happens through experimentation, not perfection. Example: a writer revises their draft endlessly, hoping to anticipate every potential critique. Instead of sharing their work for feedback, they remain stuck, missing opportunities to improve and connect with an audience. 5. How to break free from the illusion. To counteract the illusion of control created by overthinking, it's crucial to shift focus from controlling outcomes to managing actions. Practical strategies include: 1. Embrace imperfection. Accept that no plan or decision can account for every possible variable. Mantra: done is better than perfect. 2. Set actionable goals. Replace abstract worries with specific tasks. Example: instead of endlessly planning a project, commit to completing one tangible step today. 3. Accept uncertainty. Recognize that uncertainty is a natural part of life. Learn to navigate it rather than avoid it. Example: launch your YouTube channel knowing that mistakes are opportunities to grow, not failures to fear.